Yo, it's me, Doncho. Welcome back to the Hideout, you guys, and I am so excited to go over chapter 146 of Jujutsu Kaisen about the Culling Game. That is the name of this chapter, you guys, and we were talking about the Culling Game the whole chapter. It was a really good chapter, you guys. I was really excited to see so much information being dropped once again. This chapter felt really Greed Island-like. I really felt like I was sitting there getting a rehash of all the Greed Island rules again and just talking about the certain things that can be done in Greed Island and all that other stuff. It just really felt reminiscent of that. So it got me feeling really warm and like excited and all of the stuff that we got this chapter, which is really interesting. Very small key things I think that was brought up that was really cool. So this video might not be as long as the other ones, but we're going to go ahead and get into it, talk about the Culling Game, talk about the Jujutsu Kaisen chapter and all the awesome things Akutami is setting up. And before we get into that, as I always say, if you want to support the channel, make sure you hit that like button, the subscribe button, and that bell icon so you don't miss anything coming here and show off the fact that you are a notification gang, okay? And you can always hit the comment section below and talk about anything that pertains to this Jujutsu Kaisen video. I would love to see you guys comment. Also, if you want to support the channel monetarily, you can always hit the coffee or you can hit the Patreon links below and give us any support you want to. We really do appreciate over here at the Hideout. We use all of what you guys send us to go directly to the channel and bring better stuff to you guys. So please do that. We really do appreciate it. But before we get into the meat, intro. So this Jujutsu Kaisen chapter is pretty straightforward. We were talking about the Culling Game. And so where this literally starts off at is basically the cast being like, whoa, talking about Hana and the angel woman and discussing how basically she can remove curse techniques and nullify them, things like that. And so with her technique, she'll be able to open up the back of the prison realm. What I find very interesting is that Tengen calls her the angel. He does not call her by her real name. He calls her the angel. So it makes me wonder, does Tengen feel better calling her the angel than by her name? Meaning, does being called the angel really being an applicable thing for her? Because he does say last chapter that she calls herself the angel, but he's continuously calling her the angel too. He isn't calling her by her real name. So it was just really interesting to me that he's doing that. It just makes me wonder, okay, is calling her the angel the more accurate way of describing her? Because I was going to call her by the angel anyway, because I felt like it was very important that she was called that. But the fact that Tengen is continuously calling her that in the chapter, that just lets me know, okay, cool, this angel thing is very crucial. But there's some really major things that I want to talk about that came in from them talking about the Culling Game and them getting deeper into everything. And basically, we're going to break it down into the simplistics of basically what they decided was the important things they need to get out of the Culling Game. So the main things I feel like is really important is to be explained that the Culling Game Master is the Culling Game programming in itself, meaning that there isn't a physical person there being the Game Master here, you guys. So who is really doing this is the programming of the game and the fact that the way it was set up. So because Kenjaku did this binding vow thing, he has now set up a Culling Game that's going to function on its own. So that allows him to go do whatever he wants to do, which is probably going to be going after Tengen. Hence why we have Yuki and Choso there to protect him. So with that being said, in the Culling Game Master being the programming in itself, Tengen mentions that now Kenjaku doesn't have any type of bias towards him. Everything now is pretty balanced. So because there's so many strict rules on the players, if they really do find a good loophole around the rules, when they bring it to the Game Master, aka the Culling Game in itself, 9 times out of 10, it's going to go through. They won't have much pushback, okay? So that's a really good thing. So we know for a fact that there isn't going to be a person there that might be trying to stop them at every moment or try to make up some bullshit rules to stop them. The game itself has its rules and its setup that it has to follow. It won't change anything. So that's really good to know. It just keeps things really good and consistent and gives Akutami some flexibility for being more focused on the players in the game and not the Game Master in itself. But speaking of the game in itself, we get that conversation from Shoko, basically, of Shoko describing that 9 times out of 10, the removal of the techniques from people has something to do with their brain, okay? Not being simply done by idle transfiguration or some type of binding vow, which means if the technique is removed through the process of the culling game, you're probably going to die. Hence, why the participants aren't just going to be like, I'm not going to participate and lose the technique, because what's the big deal of losing a cursed technique, right? You just won't have to deal with curses and stuff like that anymore, right? Well, no, if you're going to get your technique removed, it's actually going to kill you. So Maki makes it the point that people like her who go into the culling game that don't have cursed techniques are not at risk. That's really interesting. So if you're coming into the game and you don't have a cursed technique and you're not at risk, you're kind of like a loophole in the rules of the game in itself. I think Maki is going to be a really key character for this culling game and probably will get some key things done for us and helping us out going here from here on out because of the fact that she won't be affected. I also had some questions from last week about wondering if the culling game did spread throughout all of Japan and what parts of Japan would our main cast be going to. Well, now we have the confirmation that yes, it is throughout all of Japan and our cast will not be moving as one group. They are going to split up. So we have confirmation that Maki and Panda are going to be a unit because Maki says she's going to go find Panda and explain the rules of everything to him. We have confirmation that Yuji and Megumi are going to move as a unit and confirmation that Yuta is going to move on his own after going and finding Hikari, who he says is stronger than him when he's on a roll, but Maki says that's not true. That's really interesting because Hikari is not labeled as a special grade that we know. So 9 out of 10, Hikari has a really powerful curse technique that isn't as consistent. I'm interested. Even Gojo says Hikari will be fine on his own as well. So I'm pretty sure that Hikari has some really awesome tech under his belt. But considering that we know that our cast is going to have to split up, it's making me wonder how Akutami is going to handle this arc. Are we going to do a good majority of seeing what Yuta's doing? Are we going to do a good majority of what Maki and Panda are doing? A good majority of Megumi and Yuji are doing? I guess we're just going to have to wait and see, right? And I wonder if they will find any way to be able to communicate with each other, even though the electromagnetic waves are blocked off from the barriers. I wonder, will they be able to find a technique or something of some sort to where they can get in conversation with each other and figure out what everyone's situation is. Because if they can't communicate with each other, then everyone definitely is relying on whoever is set up in your team. So if that's the case, it seems like Akutami is setting up another high stakes arc where our characters can die if they're not put in the right scenarios. But like I said, I'm waiting to see exactly how Akutami does this and we see how we carry on from here, because it does look like that we have nothing but duos being talked about from here on out, except for Yuta. Another major thing I want to talk about is also that Megumi says that he has some way around them having to kill people for their points. So if Megumi has a way around killing people for points, is he going to share that idea with everyone else and everyone use that idea while they're in the colonies? Or are Megumi only going to apply that idea for him and Yuji? Based on what Yuta was saying and him going and entering a barrier on his own, a colony on his own, he's saying that I'm going to go on my own so that we don't be set up to kill each other, or we don't kill each other in general. So it seems like Yuta's going in with the mindset of, I'm going to go kill a whole bunch of Jujutsu sorcerers. That's crazy to me. I think Yuta just straight up said, basically, I'm going to go in here and start killing people. So either Yuta's going to just start killing people, or he's going to do what he did to Yuji and kill people and bring them back reverse curse technique. I don't know. But it's really crazy that Yuta just straight up seems like he's just going in for some kills and kind of says it's someone with a smile on his face. Like, not like sadistically, but he's like talking like calm with the Yuta we know, saying, yeah, we're going to have to go into different colonies so we don't kill each other. And it's like, whoa, so you confirmed you're going to be out here killing people. That to me is just wild that he even did that. You know, I just feel like Yuta is not the same Yuta that we knew from the prequel, you know? And then on top of that, with Maki sitting there calmly just saying, oh yeah, Megumi's now ahead of the Zenin clan, and the Zenin clan and the Kamo clan is when Gojo got incapacitated. They ran straight to the storage room and took everything out for their own. That's crazy. So Gojo got sealed, and instantly the Kamo clan and the Zenin clan said, oh my God, go get the cursed weapons, go get the cursed weapons. That is wild. That's why and the Gojo clan said, okay, like I mean, I guess there's nothing they could really do, right? So they just went and they just took them, you know what I'm saying? But now, because Megumi's the head, Maki said, I can go through the Zenin storage room at length. She literally says at length, meaning she said, I'm about to go in there and go look for something. And I'm so interested in her saying that because in the same page, she asks about that Juzo dude's workshop. And if you don't remember who the Juzo dude is, he's the hanger rack dude from Goodwill who made the luck curse users hand sword thing. So is Maki finna go get one of those? What? Like, I'm like, is that what you're about to, what are you about to go do at his workshop? What are you about to go get? What are you about to go do, Maki? Is she finna go get something to help, some body parts he may have taken to use for herself? Like, I'm wondering, what is she going to do here? You know what I'm saying? Why does she want that workshop? And Tengen knew that's what she was gonna ask about. What the heck? I don't even know where to go from here. Like, I'm just so excited and I'm so ready to see what Maki does. And when she gets in that Culling Game, I feel like she's about to go full-blown Toji and ruin careers, y'all. Like, I think she's about to come up in here and go crazy. I'm so excited. And Megumi so nonchalantly says to Yuji, I'll explain later that he's the freaking Zenin head. So I guess he'll be like, yeah, I'm the Zenin head now. And then Yuji probably be like, wait a minute, that's why that Naoya guy was looking for you. He was saying something about trying to kill you. He was looking for you. And then Yuta and freaking Megumi probably gonna look like, what? And Megumi be like, he was trying to kill me. Well, okay, you know, I just think that's gonna be fucking crazy getting that. And it seems like Megumi's accepting being the head. He didn't say nothing to Maki about not taking it. He seemed to just be accepting it for right now. We'll see what he does later down the line, but right now he's just taking it. But yeah, that just gets me super excited knowing Megumi's pretty much taking this on. So I'm wondering what's going to go on from here. And I wonder if the other two Zenin siblings that we saw with Naoya is going to come into Ogi and Jinichi. I wonder if they're going to come and they're going to join into this. I would be really interested if they do that, or if they come trying to protect Megumi because they got to protect their head clan or whatever, the head of the clan or whatever. I just really wonder if that's what's going to happen. There's just so much going on with this that's going to, you know, go up and up and up and up and up. You know what I'm saying? And so another thing I want to talk about is the rule. The rule that was mentioned, that the game master decides the rule, but the general rule is that Jujutsu sorcerers are 5 points and non-sorcerers are 1 point. And Megumi sits there in silence. And they go Fushiguro and he's like, oh, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because he's thinking. It's making me wonder if me and Megumi are thinking the same thing. Because when I read that rule, I instantly thought, so could the game master, aka the game itself, notice that Sukuna's vessel walks in a colony and then goes, oh, Sukuna's vessel's in a colony. He's not worth 5 sorcerer points. This guy right here is worth 50. Or he's worth an automatic 100 because he's Sukuna's vessel. That's what I'm starting to wonder. So I wonder if Megumi's all like, does that mean that the game master can change the rules for certain sorcerers being worth certain points? And what if someone like Megumi, because he's a Zenin head, is worth more? What if someone like Yuji's worth more because he's Sukuna's vessel? What if Yuta's worth more because he's a special grade? I'm really wondering if these things are going to be factors, and that's why they said a general rule. And of course, Akutami would play with something like that and make that stuff deeper. Okay, like I said, guys, we aren't really going in order of the chapter. I'm just talking about these major things that I think were really, really awesome. And to really end this video off is I want to talk about the comedian, the new character that we have, who mentioned something about 70% and 30% in terms of the 50-50 of there being 50% comedians who are funny who make it and 50% who think they're funny who make it. And he said, I think it's more of a 70-30 thing when thinking about which one he is. With that 70% and 30% being referenced, it feels like a 7-3 reference. So I'm not sure if this is like hinting at this dude having the Nami's ability, or if it's just a coincidence that the 70%, 30% thing was done here. I genuinely have no idea, and I'm like intrigued. So now I'm ready to see what this comedian does. I mean, he's 35 years old, so he's older than the Nami. So I'm just really I really wonder what this guy's gonna do, and I really like this character's design. And if you notice, the guy that was talking to the 35-year-old comedian, not the dude who told him find a new job, but the dude who was telling him neither one of you understand, that's the guy that interviewed Akutami when he did it as Mekamaru in the suit. So Akutami drew that dude as a character and put him in the manga, which I find really, really cool. So that means Akutami really loved that interview. He had a lot of fun with that, and I just find that really awesome. Just a cool little fun side note. But I'm interested in our new character. I don't know much about him in terms of his name or anything like that. I didn't dive into his name or the meanings yet. I came right to you guys after reading it, and I don't have his name memorized. It was a decent little name though, but I am interested in what his ability is going to be, because seeing that him reference the 70% and 30% is just really interesting to me, and it's making me wonder if he's a 7-3 sorcerer. Like if he's using Nanami's technique, I'm going to be like, whoa. So like, I wonder if Akutami's playing with something there, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But like I always say, you guys, thank you so much for coming back to the Hideout. I had so much fun talking about Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 156. And don't miss the chapter 156 live stream with the channel. If you have not seen that yet, you need to check that out. I am doing that as soon as I'm done with this. So when you finish watching this video, if you haven't seen it, you should go ahead and click that live stream. I'm so excited for you guys to join in with me with that. We're just going to be talking about the chapter a little bit more. Whatever questions you guys have, I'll answer things like that. But thank you for supporting Doncho's Hideout. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget the subscribe button, the bell icon, and comment below. I love talking to you guys. It makes it so much more fun, so please do that. And like I said, if you want to support the channel, don't forget to hit the Patreon and the Coffee. The links will always be below. And once again, it's your favorite below average Jujutsu Kaisen YouTuber, Doncho. Peace.